Hello everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel GDG Gwalior. So in this video, we are going to see a perfect roadmap to learn data structure and algorithm in just 4 to 5 months. Alright, but before we start, I would request you, if you haven't subscribed this channel till now, then do consider subscribing this channel for more such content. Also, don't forget to turn on the notification bell so that if I will upload a next video, then you will get notified. Alright, so let's see the roadmap. But before moving on to the roadmap, I would highly recommend you, first you should know the need of data structures and algorithm. Why we should learn data structures and algorithm? What is the need to learn data structures and algorithm? Right? Okay. So the very first need of learning data structures and algorithm is importance in computer science and programming. What is the importance of data structures in computer science and programming? So as we all know already that everything these days is based on computers, right? So we have to store, we have to retrieve our data on computers. So this is why we need data structure. Now the question is actually what is data structure? Right? So data structure is a way to store and organize the data into your computer. Along with the organization and storing, it also helps you to better retrieving and accessing and processing the data on your computer. Right? So this is why we need data structure, and this is why we need to learn data structure. Without the proper knowledge of data structures and algorithms, we will not be able to store and retrieve our data in an efficient way. All right. Okay, so let's move on to the second need of data structures and algorithms. So the second need is it enhances problem solving skills, because when we learn data structures and algorithm, then we have to solve lots of problems that are based on real world problems, right? So this will enhance our problem solving skills. This will enhance our analytical skills, right? So let's move on to the third point. So the third point is it is a key to acing technical interviews. So if you want to crack any tech giant interview like Google, Microsoft, Facebook, etc., so do consider that you have the knowledge of data structures and algorithm at a good level, right? So the next thing is foundation of software development. So every software that is present today in the market like WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, these type of software uses some kind of special algorithm and data structure to work on, to provide the various kinds of services like chatting, video call, audio call, these type of things, right? So there are some certain use of data structures and algorithm. So if you learn these, that is all about the need of data structures. Why you should learn data structures? It is very important in computer science and programming. The second thing is it enhances your problem, it enhances your problem solving skills. The third point is it is the key to ace your technical interviews. And the fourth point is it is the foundation, it is the basic step to go into the software development. Right? So let's move on to the next thing. So the next point is how much time is required to learn data structure. So to be honest, we cannot define the actual time. Like in 3 months you will understand, in 6 months you will understand. This depends on person to person. This depends on your effort. Someone can learn data structures in 2 months only, and someone take time like up to 6 months as well. So an average time required to learn data structures is 4 to 5 months, right? So in this video we will be telling you the perfect roadmap to learn the data structures in this time span. Right? Now the second key point here is to learn the data structures in this time span means 4 to 5 months. What you have to do, first of all you have to assess your current knowledge and skill level, right? Then you have to define your goals and objectives, like why you are learning data structures and algorithm. Are you looking for a job switch? Are you looking for entry level job? Are you looking for this? Are you looking for this? Are you looking for software development, or are you looking for something else? Right? So first of all you have to define your goal, you have to clarify your objectives, then start the learning DSA. Right? So the next thing is allocate dedicated study time. You have to, if you want to learn data structures, then it is the prerequisite that you have to be consistent. You have to daily practice. You have to solve at least one question daily to make your consistency at go level, right? So don't be inconsistent. If you are inconsistent, you cannot learn the data structures. If you think that today I will solve 10 problems and the next day again you will solve 10 problems, and at the third day you didn't solve any problem, Now again at the fourth day you again leave the problem as it is, okay, and at the fifth day you go and you solve five problems, then sixth day you take rest. So this is not the way to learn data, right? This is not the way. The perfect way is you just solve two problems or three problems on a daily basis, but make sure to solve daily, right? So this is the prerequisite here. To be consistent, this is the prerequisite, this is the key to success. So now let's move on to the roadmap. Now, the very first five steps you should follow to learn data structure is, first of all, you have to learn a programming language of your choice. Now, a programming language can be either C++, or you can learn Java, or you can Python. Okay. Now, the most demanding or the most suggestible language to learn data structures is C++ and Java. Why C++? Because it is fast, okay, in comparison to Java and Python. It is so fast, so you can go with this, okay, and it has a library support called STL. So STL is very helpful for you to solve data structures problems, right? Now, you can go with Java also. I never recommend you to learn Python. I never recommend you to solve data structures problems in Python. Okay, the best suggested languages are C++ and Java only. You can take any one of the programming language, then learn the programming language. Now, in what way you have to learn that programming language? You don't need to deep dive in the ocean of the programming language. You just need to learn the basic syntax, if else statement, switch statement, functions, loops, and the basic syntax and all, right? All the basic things you have to learn. You don't need to go in deep down the ocean. Okay, just give 7 to 14 days to a programming language to learn the programming concept, okay, and solve basic problems like factorial and prime numbers, how to print prime numbers, uh, how to find simple interest. These kind of problems you have to solve while you are learning programming language. Now, the next step is learn about time and space complexity. Once you are familiar with the programming language, now you have to move on to the time and space complexity. Now, this will only take 1 to 2 days. Okay, time complexity and space complexity concepts will only take 1 to 2 days. So you will learn from anywhere. There are multiple resources available online. You just have to drop a command on Google or on YouTube. You will find lots of resources. There are lots of resources for free only. So make sure to prepare from any of the top ranked resource. Okay, so in just 1 to 2 or maximum 3 days you have to give for time and space complexity. Now, the third step is learn the basics of individual data structures and algorithms. Now, there are lots of data structures like array, linked list, stack, queue, tree, graph, right? So there are various kind of data structures. First of all, you have to go through with all the data structures and you have to learn all the basics, all the basic concepts like what are some operations that we can do in an array, what are some operations that we can perform in linked list, what are the some operations that we can do in stack, what are the applications of arrays, stack, queues and all, right? You have to learn all the basic concepts of individual data structures, right? Now, the next step is when you are familiar with the basic concepts, when you are familiar with the each and every data structures, working functionality and basic operations. Now it's time to start your practice. Now what I mean by practice? So I mean by practice, like you don't only go with the theory, okay? Theory will matter, theory will be useful for sure, but until and unless you are not preparing the problems, you are not solving the problem that are based on real world problems, that are based on data structure concept, you will not be able to crack any interview or you will not be able to get your objective, right? So you have to practice more and more. Now there are various resources available. I will tell you the resources, the best resources in the end of the video. So make sure to watch this video till the very end. Okay. Now, and at the last, I will tell you some success mantras to learn DSA. Right. So let's move on to the fifth step. So the fifth step is after practicing or while practicing, you have to be sit on contest. Contest means you have to compete with other programmers and you have to know your rank. You have to know about where you are standing, what is your level, right? You have to compete with others as well to become a pro. Until and unless you are not comparing yourself to others, You will not be able. I'm not saying that you have to compare and then you have to criticize yourself that you are not going good. Okay, this is not the case. You have to compare yourself from your day one, right? But you have to uh, grab the things that other programmers do, that others are doing in good ways only, right? Now let's move on to the roadmap. So this is the very first month. In the first month, okay, what you have to do, you have to first of all learn a programming language of your choice. I have already mentioned that in what way you have to learn the programming. You have to go with the basic syntax. First of all, let's familiar with the syntax. Then you have to learn basic things like you have to learn if else means conditional statement. Then you have to move on to the functions, then loops, and then operators and all. Okay, so you have to just know the basic knowledge of programming, that if someone give you a code to write in a programming, you will be able to write that code. Okay, you will be able to write that code. You are enough familiar with the syntax of programming. Okay, you have to give a programming minimum 7 days, and maximum 15 days. Okay, now, or I can say 14 days. Okay, now from the 15th day, what you have to do, on the 15th day you have to learn about the asymptotic analysis. Okay, you have to learn about the asymptotic analysis, because to analyze an algorithm complexity, it will be very helpful for you. It will tell you that what, because to solve a problem there are many ways to solve a problem, but you have to find out the best optimal idea, or you have to find out the best optimal way. This is why you need asymptotic analysis. By analyzing the approaches, you will be able to know that okay, this is the best idea to solve this kind of problem, so I will pick that solution to solve this kind of problem, right? So asymptotic analysis will help you to tell what should be the best algorithm to go with, right? So to asymptotic analysis, you will have to give 15 days to 16 days. Okay, 1 to 2 days is enough. Okay, it's just kind of some theory. Okay, and a little bit numerical based, or I guess a graph based. So it will take your just 1 to 2 days, right? Now you have to learn about the time complexity and space complexity. Again, it will tell you the best approach. It will tell you the optimal. Okay, so these are somehow these are similar, but not in a proper way. Somehow they are similar, they are related to each other, but you have to learn both of these things. These both are very important to find out what should be the optimal approach, right? So it will again take your 1 to 2 days. Okay, just one day is enough for it, so you have to give it 17th day, right? 17th day. Okay, 17th day you will have to do this. Now you have to learn the recursion fundamental, because in normal programming also some programs are based on recursion. So here you need to just learn the basics of recursion. Okay, you will learn about the base case in recursion, you will learn about the uh, condition case in recursion, and the simple calculation in recursion. Okay, recursion problem can be solved in three ways, in three steps I can say. The first is base case, then the second is condition, and or we can say recursive call, and the third is some basic calculation. So you just have to be familiar with recursion. Okay, so what is recursion and how does it work, and you have to solve some problems based on recursion, like you have to find a factorial based on recursion, you have to print 1 to n numbers using recursion, you have to solve a problem tower of Hanoi using recursion. So these three problems and one more Fibonacci series using recursion, these 4 to 5 problems are based on basic level of recursion, so you have to take a look of that. Okay, so this thing you can do in 3 days. Okay, 3 days you will have to do it. Now you are on 21 day. Now okay, so you have to learn about arrays. What is array, how can we declare an array, how can we initialize an array, what are the applications of array, and what is the need of array, what are limitations of array, and why do we use array, these and some operations based on array. So you have to give it almost 3 days. Okay, to learn all of this theory. This time I'm telling about theory only. So you have to give arrays for 3 days. Okay, so that means 21 to 22, 23, 24 days. Okay, now at 25th day, what you need to do is from 25th, 26th, 2 days you have to give to STL. STL, if you are preparing with C++, okay? So you will need to learn STL as well. STL is a library that will give you some functions that are inbuilt, okay? That are inbuilt. So STL will help you a lot in data structure. So you need to give it 2 days. Now, you don't need to go into the deep dive ocean of STL. You just go and check what are the some data structures that we can use and what are the some basic operations that these data structures does. Okay, you just have to take the basic overview of that STL. Now let's move on to the next thing. Now your first month is completed. Okay, now at the second month, what you have to do, you have to learn about some algorithms based on searching and sorting algorithms, right? But before it, you need to start your second month from vector arrays. What are vector arrays? Dynamic arrays. You will need dynamic arrays when you realize that arrays are little bit limited. Okay, we can use arrays, but just for limited things, right? So you feel like I need a data structure that can store unlimited data set, right? So then you will know about vector arrays. So you have to familiar with vector arrays, or I can say dynamic arrays. Now, what is vector array? Vector array is the particular concept in C++, okay? And if you are preparing with Java, then you have to go with the dynamic array, okay? Now, after learning vectors, so you will be able to learn about vectors in just 1 day, okay? You just need to go through with the basics of vectors. Now at the second day, you need to learn about linear search. What is linear search? Okay, so suppose if you have to find an element in a given array, then how can you find that? What you will do, first of all, suppose there are 5 elements, 1 2 3 4 5, and I am looking for 4, right? If whether 4 is present in that array or not. So what I will do, I will ask to 1, if you are 4, so it will say no. So I will go to 2 and I will ask for 2, that if you are 4. So it will say no. I will ask for 3, that you are 4. It will say no. I will ask for 4. You are 4. So it will say yes. So it will return me yes, it is present. So this is how searching is done, right? Now the real world application of searching is, suppose you are searching a name on Facebook in the search bar. Suppose you are searching for Ankush. Okay, you will search for Ankush. Now you will be having a large number of data set containing Ankush, right? Now you will be able to find out your Ankush you were looking for. So here the search is used. Okay, so this is the thing that data structures are used in real world. Okay, and there will be a large amount of data set, so it will be stored using arrays or linked list, again a part of data structures. So are you getting my point, that how data structures is useful in our real world applications, right? So now let's move on to the binary search. What is binary search? Linear search is efficient only for small data sets, but when you have a large data set, when you have to search a number or a name in millions of list, then what you will do, it will give you a time limit exceed error someday. Okay, so you will need to learn about binary search. So binary search is the best possible way, or we can say best possible approach to search something. So there are two searching algorithms, linear search and binary. So you will need to understand what these are. Okay, now, once you have done with this, now you can come on to the sort. What is sort? To arrange some data sets into in increasing order or in decreasing order. So it is sort. So there are various kind of sorting algorithms. So in the starting, first you will need to understand what is bubble sort and how we can implement it. Now you have to understand insertion sort, then you have to understand selection sort, then merge sort, and then quick sort. Okay. So there are 5 sorting algorithms. As of now, you have to learn with these all at the month second. Now from here, okay, from when you are learning everything, when you are learning even a single concept, you have to make sure that you are practicing with it. You are practicing with it. Now at the last of video, I will tell you from where you can practice. Okay, So make sure that with the theory concepts, with the fundamentals, you are also preparing on online platforms as well. Okay, then only you will be able to ace your data structure skills. Right now, once you learn bubble sort, go on the online platform and solve some basic level questions, because as of now you are beginner only, to solve beginner level problem. In the starting you will be facing lots of problem to solve. The idea, the logic will not catch you in mind, but you don't need to give up. You don't have to give up. You, what you will do, either you will give time to think about it, and you will be able to know the logic of that, right? But if you are not able, then again go on to the theory concept, again go through with this all. Still you are not getting the idea, or still you are not getting the logic to solve that particular question, then you can watch the solution of that, right? So this is how the things are working. In the starting you will for sure face the difficulty. You will feel like I can't solve this, this is not my cup of cake, right? So but you don't need to give up. Till the second and half month you will face lots of problem, but after this the things will be somehow easy. You will learn lot of things, okay? And once you will learn and you will start to solve problems, then it will boost your confidence, right? So don't give up, just don't give up, solve problems. If you are watching solution, all right, so just solve problem. Just know that okay, this type of problem I can solve with this type of approach, right? Just you have to know these things. Now after the all sorting kind of algorithm, you will have to take the proper idea of linked list, stacks, queues. Okay, first of all go through with the basics, that what is linked list, how many types of linked list, same for stacks and queues as well. And what are the applications in real world, or why we need this, and what are its limitation, or uh, how we can use this, okay? And what are the some operations we can do with them, or we can perform on it, okay? So you have to understand these all of this stuff in the second month, okay? I hope you get the idea till the second month. Now let's move on to the third month. Now, at the third month, what you have to do, you have to learn advanced data structures. Okay, you have to learn about trees. In trees, you have to learn about binary search tree, B trees, red, black tree, etc. Now you have to learn about heaps. Now graphs. There are two types of algorithms in graph. Means depth first search and breadth first search. Okay, depth first search means you will be searching in depth, and breadth first search means you will be searching in breadth. Okay, so graph is really a typical concept, but you will have to learn at the third of month. Then you have to learn about the hashing, then tries as well. You can skip try, okay? You can skip try, but I would suggest if you can, then please go with this also. But yeah, it's okay, you can skip it as well. Now let's move on to the next thing. At the fourth month, what you need to do, now you have to learn about advanced algorithms. You will have to learn about divide and conquer. What type of algorithm it is? Suppose there is a large problem. Now what you will do, you will divide this problem into several sub problems. Okay, now you have to find out the solutions for their sub problems. Okay, then suppose there is a big problem. This is a big problem. Now what you will do, you will break it into the several small problems. This is small, this problem, this problem, this problem, this problem. Okay, now what you will do, you will find out the solution for this problem. Okay, then you will go, you will find out the solution for this. Now you will conquer all of this, you will add, you will submit all the solution, and now you are standing with the proper solution for the biggest problem of yours, right? So this is how the divide and conquer algorithm works. You need to break the main problem into several small problems. Now you have to solve the several small problems, and you have to bunch all the solution in one, and then you will be able to solve the a complex problem. So this is how the divide and conquer work. Now greedy algorithm. So you will be having the lots of approaches to solve a problem, but you have to solve and solve until and unless you are not getting the best idea, you are not getting the best approach. So this is how the greedy algorithm works. Now dynamic programming, again a very important and very advanced concept of data structure. So you have to go through with this all as well. Now, at the last, what you need to do, you need to learn advanced concepts of recursion and backtracking. Okay, you need to learn advanced and some backtracking based algorithms like n queen problem, a mouse in the maze, and something these type of problems as well. Okay, so you have to solve lots of problems, right? So let's move on to the next one. Now, once you have go through with all these the theories concepts along with the practice, okay, make sure to practice as well along with these all. Now what? Now you have done with the theories. Now you have your complete time for practicing. Okay, till now what you were doing, you were learning the theory and you were implementing into the problems. Now you have done with the theory part. Now you have your 24 hours to just solve the problems, right? So all time you just need to practice, practice, practice. Now what are the platforms to practice data structures and algorithms? So for the very initial stage, when you are learning the programming language only, not the data structure, here I'm talking about the programming language. So when you are learning the programming language, I would suggest you can go with HackerRank. On HackerRank, first you have to solve easy level problem and then you have to solve medium level problem. On HackerRank, you just need to solve 50 to 70 problems and you will be having the complete idea or the basic idea of how the programming logic works or how the programming works and what is the syntax of programming and all, right? You will be having the proper idea. Now after learning the programming, you will jump onto the asymptotic notations and time complexity. So from anywhere you can learn that, and at that time you will be solving some questions in that resources only. Now, when you come onto the data structures, actually, first of all you will learn about arrays, right? So when you learn arrays, so suppose at the very first day you have done with your theory, now you need to practice. Okay, along with theory you need to practice, practice, practice. Now for practicing, I would suggest if you are a beginner, then go through with geeks. If you are a beginner, just if you are a beginner, then I would suggest you go and practice on geeks for geeks. There are various type of filters that you can sort the problems in your order. Okay, suppose you are at school level or you are at just basic level, so you can filter tags. You can make, you can apply tags that you want to solve school level problems, you want to solve basic level problems, or you want to solve easy level problems. Okay, so in the starting of your journey, I would recommend you to go with geeks. Okay, okay, you are able once you are able to solve the problem on your own, once you are able to make the logic, then you can move on to the lead code and geeks for geeks. These both platforms are really good to practice about data structures. Now, don't relate data structures with competitive programming. Competitive programming is for sure related with data structures, but it is somehow different as well. Okay, so for if you want to learn competitive programming, so first you need to learn data structures properly. Okay, then you can only deep dive in the ocean of competitive programming. So first make sure that you are learning DSA and you are practicing DSA based problems on HackerRank for basic level programming, and then you will need to come on GFG, means Geek for Geeks, or when you are doing some, when you are at level, your level is good enough, then you can move on to the lead code. Okay, and then you have to build some real world projects and applications. Now you are ready to give some mock technical interviews, so you can give some mock technical interviews. You can have a look to like what type of questions the companies are asking. There are some puzzle based questions that can only be solved if you know the DSA concept really. So that time the DSA concept will hit into your mind and you will be able to answer all of the questions. Right now, one more thing is collaborate with peers. Like, see, when you are in the ocean of learning DSA is not tough. Okay, DSA is not tough. But the thing is, we don't be consistent. If you will, if you will follow the consistency, if you follow the all instructions given by me with consistency and with honesty, then you will definitely do it. Okay, people are doing it, then why you don't? Right? So if you are facing problems, then there are lots of community, there are lots of people who are learning DSA or who are already familiar with DSA, who are very good at DSA. You can send them questions, you can ask them approaches that please tell me the solution. They will help you for sure. Okay, you just need to find out the people around you. People live around you only. There are lots of community on GitHub, you can find on LinkedIn, you can find on Discord groups, you can find. Okay, or if you can Google it, so please go and Google it, like I want to solve this problem, I have facing this issue. And okay, even Geeks for Geeks provides you the solution and best approaches given by the students only. You can discuss on the various platforms to about the problem. So there is no any obstacle in your journey. The obstacle is just your laziness. Okay. So remove your laziness and start preparing today. So yeah, that's all for today from my side. So we will meet in the next video. Till then, bye bye and take care. All the best for your journey.